don't think it's a sprint race to remove establishment. It's a long distance journey. Everywhere it's happened in the world. Go and check everywhere, whether you're looking at what happened in India with Mandela, in America, everything. No change has come overnight. It takes time. And I urge all of you, if you really want change, we've just begun. We just have to continue to where we are. If I tell people, and I say it every day, what I go through, you ask me, why are you still in this thing? Why are you still doing this? Why do you say I have to bother? But I'm in it. And I don't intend to change. You see, every now and then you see agencies of government, tools of government, even when I'm not running an election, calling me name every day. They now organize town hall meeting just for me. No problem. It doesn't bother me. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We did well. And we should be proud of it and continue in that trajectory until we're able, yes, there might be one or two things. We'll correct them. Those things we'll correct. And I assure you we're correcting them without naming them to be able to. But it's not going to be easy. We're going to do things. INEC server was same as the establishment. The server won't work because the establishment had made it that it won't work. So it is us to continue to say it will work. There was no glitch. Amazon came and said there was no glitch. Amazon glitch is noticed globally. It's recorded globally. And as at that period, we even brought the Amazon person who says these are the number of glitches we have since inception, and there was none that was reported that day. So we know it didn't report. It was the glitch of the establishment of criminality that is in the system, and we must one day make it work. So we know there was no glitch. First question talked about the ethnicity and religion. Quite frankly, we don't have that issue. Ethnicity and religion is a clear marginalization of the elite, greedy group, the establishment, to keep us where we are. It is something that was born out of incompetence. When you're not doing well or when you want to do a state capture, you bring it in. Because I don't know any ethnic in Nigeria that is not suffering. Tell me which part of Nigeria is secure today. Tell me if there's any ethnic group that buys bread cheaper. Tell me if there's any religion that buys bread cheaper. If the Muslims start today to sell bread cheaper, I can tell you the Christians will go to the mosque and buy the bread. Vice versa. So it is what we use to continue keeping Nigeria where it is. Because we have refused to use the proper process based on competence, capacity, compassion to select our leaders. So they hire all sorts of tools to tell you, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from there. Is there any road that is tarred in Nigeria that is good, that only one ethnic group passes? No. Is there really any part of Nigeria that is working than any ethnic group? No. Is there education and everything? The North has been in charge for several years. That's where we have highest out of school children. You can enrich one or two people, which will not work because you're trying to just build a system where people make money without entrepreneurship. So there's no production, it will collapse over time. For me, they know we need to dismantle it. I have support all over. And they know that once that starts, so for us, once you remove, that's why I keep saying, we must dismantle this criminality. Yes. If you know any tribe, people, you can tell you, oh, we're this is happening, we're that, this is happening. But at the end of the day, that's it. I was just telling someone today, I said, listen, Abuja is in the north. You can't drive from Abuja to Kene. Can't drive from Kene to Auchi. Can't drive from Auchi to Benin. That is not a nice area. But there's no road. Nobody can go from Enugu to Makurdi or Makurdi to Abuja. You can't go from Kanu to Medugri. So they're everywhere. You know, I try as much as possible. I drove from Kaduna to Abuja, from Kanu to Kaduna, Kaduna to Abuja, just a week ago. To just cross Kaduna Ring Road took us about 2 hours. It doesn't make sense. And these are the tribes that have been in power. So forget about tribe, forget about religion. It is purely a tool employed by the establishment, the criminal gang that has set Nigeria for one place. It doesn't work. That I can tell you. And they know that we would have dismantled it. I can tell you, it will be dismantled. Once you bring competence in, they go away. All these things will go. Because it's not helping anybody. Somebody told me today about state creation and whether we'll get this, why people look for more local government. I said because we have established a system of sharing, not a system of creating. So once you're sharing, people bother about number. But when you start creating, everybody disappears and goes back to do his work. Where did we go wrong in the last election? We didn't go wrong anywhere. We did the right things. But like I always tell people, when you bring a change, you fight for enemy all those who live off the old order. They don't go away. They gang up. So, and we're not don't think it's a sprint race to remove establishment. It's a long distance journey. Everywhere it's happened in the world. Go and check everywhere, whether you're looking at what happened in India with Mandela, in America, everything. No change has come overnight. It takes time. And I urge all of you, if you really want change, we've just begun. We just have to continue to where we are. If I tell people, and I say it every day, what I go through, you ask me, why are you still in this thing? Why are you still doing this? Why do you still have to bother? But I'm in it. And I don't intend to change. You see, every now and then you see agencies of government, tools of government, even when I'm not running an election, calling me name every day. They now organize town hall meeting just for me. No problem. It doesn't bother me. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We did well. And we should be proud of it and continue in that trajectory until we're able, yes, there might be one or two things. We'll correct them. Those things we'll correct. And I assure you we're correcting them without naming them to be able to. But it's not going to be easy. We're going to do things. INEC server was same as the establishment. The server won't work because the establishment had made it that it won't work. So it is us to continue to say it will work. There was no glitch. Amazon came and said there was no glitch. Amazon glitch is noticed globally, is recorded globally. And as at that period, we even brought the Amazon person who says these are the number of glitches we have since inception, and there was none that was reported that day. So we know it didn't report. It was the glitch of the establishment of criminality that is in the system, and we must one day make it work. So we know there was no glitch. So you talked about the external influences. There's no external influence. I don't need to lobby anybody. I can tell you that I went to several meetings outside Nigeria. Do Americans come to Nigeria when they are running an election? No. Do Canadians come to Nigeria? I will not go to any country. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm running to serve Nigeria. Why will I go and lobby anybody? I'm one person who says, if I'm in office, we will stop foreign aid, because we don't need it. God gave us everything. We don't need to waste anybody's time. I said it today when I was in city council. Nigeria have everything it needs to be a super country. God gave us everything. I don't need to go and lobby anybody. We just need to fold our sleeves and walk. It's as simple as ABC. We don't need anybody. I have governed the state. I didn't leave the state. Things were bad. Before I became governor of Anambra was known for bad references and everything. In fact, it was named Home for All. And I came and said, there's no place called Home for All. And we changed it to what? Light of the nation. And we said we'll be first in everything. No longer are we going to be used in bad reference. No quarrel, no nothing. And we face the work. Say from education, from health, from this, from that, fixing our small roads and everything. Somebody asked me today about it. I said, I didn't start any new road. Maybe one or two. That I fixed the ones that were existing. Completed the one my predecessors from Ngike to everybody started. That's what we should do. We don't need any influence. We want external relationship. In fact, let me tell you about international relationship. The more developed, the more you dig in and do the right things, the more you earn your respect internationally.
Yeah, that's true.
China didn't start by coming to beg America. Neither was Vietnam, neither was India. Today, yeah, it's being celebrated. These are countries, a few years ago, they were stuck in underdevelopment. If you don't know, within what we're talking about China, India today, between year 2000, which was just yesterday, and year 2015, China put 439 million people out of poverty. India did 260 million out of poverty. Today, those two countries, the biggest in population combined, Nigeria is almost having more people in poverty than two of them. It cannot happen. All we need is to have people who are sincere and dismantle people for stealing public money. We can't continue like that. We have oil. We have gold. We have everything. So why are we going to beg people who don't have those facilities? No. We don't need their aid. We need people to tell you, when I became governor, by influence of somebody called Professor A.B.C. Nwonsu, he asked me to go and see certain people. He's still alive. I said, I won't see them. I'm contesting to be governor of Anambra State, and I'm not from Anambra. And when I became governor, I used to quarrel with people who were not happy with me. If you know that the elites in Anambra, even till today, are not happy with me. And it's not that I know it, because I go to see a president then who tells me, Peter, nobody is happy with you. And I say, Mr. President, I didn't promise people happiness. I promised to fix school. I promised to fix school. I promised to fix health. I promised to, because the only thing that would have made them happy is to give them public money, which I'm not ready to give anybody. And that's it. So people, and I can assure you that if I had won presidency, people won't be happy. The elites will not be happy. That's why they ganged up, because they know what will have happened and everything. People were not happy. So it wasn't about people's happiness. I get warned, and I say it every day. I get warned when people tell me, not even the female, not even the women, not even my wife. I always say my wife, whenever I say people are not happy, I say, you're not happy equally. Because I shut down office of First Lady. I said it shouldn't exist. Because nobody voted for you. You're just my wife and I love you. So you stay at home with me. It is me who they voted for to deal with this matter. And with us, because I found out we were going to spend more money for an office that has no value than education. How? How did we get here? So, there's no external influence. It is us. The influence begins with us as a human being. I told people in Harvard that one of the reasons people want to know why I went to so many schools, I wanted to know what I asked them in Canada today. I said, what is your best university? I go to different places. I want to learn. I was in City of Brandon to learn, just to learn. And I was shocked that the person who was teaching me what I wanted to do was a Nigerian. Yep. So they don't have different brain. So why are we going to go to them? We'll talk about their influence. It is us allowing this. And finally we said, will you keep contesting? Well, I can tell you, I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. Because they can work. So, if I find those who can do it the same way, if I find those who can do it, what I can do, what I do, of course I will encourage them. I've been part of a system that is working. I've seen systems work. What I want to see is Nigerians who don't. Have you wondered why Nigerians are so religious, yet things are going wrong? It's because they don't believe in God. They actually talk, but they don't believe in it. Because if they do, the story will be different. They will have conscience, they will have compassion, and they will do the right things. But I've seen people do the wrong thing consistently while preaching. So for me, it's not about me. It's about us. How do we get it to go right? It is not very difficult. Nations after nations have done that. Why can't we do the same thing? It's as simple as ABC. Tell me the problem you think is the greatest problem in Nigeria. And I tell you that it can be solved. Because we're not the first people who have solved it. We're not the first people who have victim of criminality. It was all over South, call it America. From Colombia to Mexico to this to Brazil and everything. It's been solved. We're not the first country to be immersed in poverty. It's been solved in other countries. So if they have done it, we're not the first country who did not have power. It's been solved in countries. Then everything. I was just quoting in Tanzania last week. If you follow my tweet, Tanzania last week had to shut down 5 of their facilities because they have overcapacity in electricity production. Tanzania, they shut down 5 facilities because they have overcapacity. They have more than they need. So what is wrong with us? That in 20, 30 years, we're stuck in one place because the establishment don't want us to go, and they root it in tribe. Is there any tribe that have electricity, my brother? No. Show me where they have 24 electricity, and we'll go there and live. So it's not a tribal thing. Or show me any religion where even a church that the electricity is 24 hours in Nigeria, church, and we all go there and worship. It is nonsense. We must dismantle this criminality that is today.